Hello, 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 everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening to you. Welcome back. We're going to be reading the last two chapters in our book, Don't Believe Everything You Think, of course, written by Joseph Nguyen. And after these two chapters, we do have some unofficial chapters or sections of this book that I will be making a separate video for. So this is going to be summary of non-thinking, and then we have several different sections like a guide to stop thinking and framework for specific things like potential obstacles. What else do we have? How you will know if you're in a state of non-thinking, some reflection prompts or exercises, and a few other things at the end of this book. So I'll make the video just reading chapter 16 and 17, and then I'll make a last video with just those things in them for you, in case you're particularly interested in a summary, just something quicker that just gives you an idea of the book if you haven't followed all of the chapters that we've been reading. All right, so chapter 16, what happens when you begin living in non-thinking? Potential obstacles in parentheses here. Do not let the behavior of others destroy your inner peace. Dalai Lama. As you go along your journey of non-thinking, you'll inevitably hit some roadblocks along the way. So I'd like to bring up some of those potential issues before you encounter them, so that it is a little bit easier for you. Once you begin living in a state of non-thinking, it is a deeply peaceful experience of life. Worries, stress, and anxiety seem to vanish before your eyes, because when you don't see things as a problem anymore, they stop being a problem for you. You'll notice that you haven't felt this type of serenity in your life before, and thus it will feel unfamiliar. All right. We as humans biologically don't like what's unfamiliar because it means uncertainty. What's ironic is that right about this time, most people begin thinking that something is wrong because they feel so happy and peaceful the majority of the day. We get used to that whole, there's an adage or a saying that you're waiting for the other shoe to drop. So sometimes when things are going really good in your life and it seems like all of your ducks are in a row in your romantic life, in your social life, in your professional life, your home and family life, whatever it may be, everything is working out. And so instead of sitting in that presence and enjoying it, you're in the back of your mind, you're waiting for the other shoe to drop, you're waiting for something wrong to happen or to go bad. All right. Many feel like they're not as productive, have lost their edge, or are lazier. This is far from the truth, and it's just your brain attempting to begin thinking again to create the illusion of safety it wants to feel. The reality is that we are most productive as humans when we are happy and in a state of non-thinking. Time seems to fly when we are in a state of pure joy. Tasks are easier, we perform better, people gravitate to us, we attract more abundance, and miracles begin to occur out of nowhere. You just have to stay in the state of non-thinking long enough to experience these things, and you'll never want to go back. This is when faith becomes paramount. Having faith that things will be okay. Know that the universe is working for you, not against you. Everything happens for a reason, and there are no failures in life, just lessons and opportunities for you to grow. We must have faith in the unknown because that's the only place that contains the possibility for anything to be different than the life we're living right now. The unknown is where all possibilities exist, including everything you could ever want for your life. Once you have the courage to make the leap into the unknown and not be afraid of it anymore, it's impossible that your life won't change. If you begin to feel like something's wrong because you feel way too peaceful and content, know that it's only your mind trying to make you think again. Your mind is the greatest salesman and knows exactly what to say to lure you back into its vicious cycle of destructive thinking, or moreover, your ego, the ego part of the mind. We all have our divine ego, and then we have that other ego. I can't remember what the phrase is for it, but there's two egos that we all have. You know, that one ego you have as a baby when you cry to be fed or to have your diaper changed. That kept you alive, right? So we all hold on to this ego, and we all have it to a certain extent, and certainly it can peak out in certain areas of our life. But we have what is the divine ego and essentially the alter ego, which is we're all each one of those things. No matter how bad or good a person is, we each carry those dualities in us. It's just what makes us human beings. That's just human beings naturally. Okay. It is in this moment that you have the choice to have faith in the unknown and stay in the feeling of happiness, peace, and love, or go back to the old patterns of familiar pain and psychological suffering. We can either choose to be free and happy in the unknown or to be confined and suffer in the familiar. If you do fall back into thinking, it is completely okay. Do not beat yourself up about it. Don't feel guilty that it happened. Punishing yourself is unnecessary because that will only perpetuate the thinking. Know that it is human to think. Once you catch yourself and see that your thinking is causing your suffering, that's all you have to do to bring yourself to a state of peace, happiness, and love again. The transition can happen painlessly and effortlessly if you let it. And chapter 17. Now what? There will come a time when you believe everything is finished, and that will be the beginning. Louis L'Amour. Although this is the end of the book, it is just the beginning of a new life for you. You are only ever one thought away from peace, love, and joy, which come from a state of non-thinking. Remember this and keep it close to your heart because it is all the hope you need when life gets inevitably tough. In the beginning, I promised you that you would not be the same person you were before reading this book. If you begin reading this book with the intention of having an open and willing mind, then you have already received numerous insights that have completely changed the way you look at life, and thus you are not the same person you were before. Once you see something new from an insight, you cannot unsee it. Once your consciousness expands, it cannot contract again. We may forget from time to time and cause ourselves to suffer when we begin thinking again, but as soon as we remember that, we immediately realize that we are the ever-expanding awareness of life itself and find love, peace, and joy in the present. If this seems too simple and can't be all there is, it is just your mind causing you to think again. The truth is simple and will always be. Anything that makes you complex and intricate only takes you further from the truth. The truth is not something you think but know and feel deep in your soul. Listen to that still inner wisdom inside you that knows all of this. Let it guide you through your life. We are most fulfilled when we listen to our soul. The world will continuously advertise to us that we are not enough, we are missing something, or we don't have everything we want. People will constantly bombard you with their own opinions, judgments, and advice. Know that they are innocently caught up in their thinking and thank them for caring, but do not fall into the illusion that you need any of that. Everything you could ever want and need is already inside of you. You are this is a mouthful for me. You are already all the love, joy, peace, and fulfillment you seek. It is only when we forget that fact and get caught up in our thinking that we do not see it. Continue to live in this state of pure peace and let go of any thinking that may enter your mind. The longer you stay in this space, the more miracles will appear in your life. Although you can go and share this message with every person you meet, you won't even need to because they will notice something completely different about you. You'll be glowing, vibrant, and emanating pure love and joy, and they will begin asking why and how. You are now equipped with everything you need to know on how to stop your own psychological suffering and embody a state of peace, love, and joy, which is always available to you at all times. There's a good chance that you have already experienced the bliss of knowing and being this. There is no coincidence that you have picked up this book and for us to be able to share our journey here together. I am always amazed at all the divine intercessions that must have happened for us to be together right now. It is truly humbling and an incredible blessing that you have allowed me to guide you through this infinitely beautiful experience we call life. Before we close this chapter, I have one small favor to ask. Okay, it might be to share a review or what have you. If you have found this book helpful or insightful, it would be an honor if you could take 60 seconds to leave a review about this book on Amazon. I would truly love to hear your thoughts, insights, feedback, journey, and everything in between. The few words you share there will help spread the message to so many souls who are also looking for the same answers you are. And it will change someone's life, because who doesn't read Amazon reviews before they buy something, right? I think I will do that. I did purchase this book on Amazon. All right, so we are finished with our last chapter of the book, and in the next video, we're going to read the summary. We'll go over a few exercises and some framework for some specific issues or questions that might come up in life after reading this book and obtaining all of this information, this wonderful, beautiful information. So we'll stop right there. And we will read the last part of this book in our last video. And thank you so much for joining me. And thank you so much for reading this along with me, for listening to this. And I'm honored to share it with you. I'm honored to learn it with you. And I love you guys all very much. And until next time, please take care of yourself. Please take care of those around you. I will see you all again soon for the last sections of this book. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.